Inside every one of us are 3.16 billion base pairs of DNA. They carry not just the instructions for life, but the scars of our species' past. Buried within that code is evidence of a catastrophe so violent, so brutal, that it nearly erased men from the earth. Just a few thousand years ago, during the late Neolithic period, the male population across Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa collapsed. Genetic studies reveal that the diversity of the Y chromosome, the one passed from father to son, was reduced by as much as 95%. Imagine a world where only 1 in 20 men survived, while women outnumbered them 17 to 1. This wasn't the work of nature. It wasn't plague or famine or climate. If it were, both men and women would have suffered equally. Instead, the Y chromosome alone took the hit. Something was killing men specifically and leaving women behind. The evidence points to violence on a scale beyond anything in recorded history. A hidden war so widespread, it became humanity's first global conflict. Archaeologists have uncovered the proof. Mass graves scattered across the old world, dating to the same bloody window of time. At Talheim, in Germany, the remains of 34 villagers, all slaughtered, many struck down from behind as they fled. At Schletz, in Austria, more than 200 men, women, and children dumped into a pit, some dismembered, their skulls scattered. And at Herxheim, perhaps the darkest of them all, over 1,000 people butchered, defleshed, cooked, and displayed like trophies. These were not isolated crimes. They were part of a world where violence was constant, where raids and massacres were routine, and where survival was a coin toss. But why? The answer may lie in the Neolithic Revolution. Farming allowed humans to settle, to grow, to stockpile food, and with it came new temptations. A village meant land to seize, grain to steal, and women to take. Men banded into patrilineal clans, fighting outsiders, passing down bloodlines through war. Women could move freely between groups, but men could not. And when clans clashed, entire male lineages were wiped from existence, one after another, until only a few remained. Some researchers argue that peaceful clan splitting, called lineal fission, also helped erase Y chromosomes over time. But most agree violence was the dominant force. The bones, the weapons, the graves, and the DNA itself all whisper the same truth. Humanity once turned on itself in a war so vast, so merciless, that its echoes are still carried in our genes. And yet, we endured. As centuries passed, societies grew larger, trade replaced constant raiding, and diplomacy slowly cooled the fires. Today, despite our wars, we live in the most peaceful era our species has ever known. Life expectancy is 3 times that of a Neolithic farmer. The days of skull cults, cannibal villages, and mass graves outside the walls are behind us. But the legacy of that ancient bloodshed remains, hidden in the very DNA of who we are. If you enjoyed this dive into humanity's forgotten past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch more here on Fossil Frame, where history is written not just in bones, but in blood.